House will come to order. The following bills and resolutions on first reading and referral to committee. The clerk will read the bills and resolutions.
HB 1701 by Flores relating to the administration enforcement of fire code. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1702 by Lozano relating to the eligibility of the Lone Star Workforce of the Future Fund grant program. Refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1703 by Lozano relating to the average use of the enrollment for the purposes of the public school finance system. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1704 by Schatzline relating to the parental rights of the notified by the school district concerning the acts of self-harm by the parent's child. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1705 by Schaffner relating to the accreditation of certain post-secondary secondary education institutions in the state of certain programs offered by those institutions. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1706 by Garcia Bear relating to the additional requirements of individualized education programs developed for children of autism and pervasive developmental disorders. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1707 by Landgraf relating to the duties of District Attorney of the 70th Judicial District. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1708 by Landgraf relating to the designation of the portion of the State Highway 302 at Ector County of the Trooper Calvin Ramirez Vasquez Memorial Highway. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1709 by Capriglione relating to the regulation and reporting on the use of artificial intelligence systems by certain business entities and state agencies providing civil penalties. Refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1710 by Landgraf relating to the certificates and inconvenience of necessities and construction, ownerships and operations of facilities and transmissions of electricity. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1711 by Collier relating to the notice and opportunity to cure a tenant's default that must be given before filing an eviction suit. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce and Economic Development. HB 1712 by Collier relating to the issuance of a certified birth record, driver's license or personal identification certificate to a homeless individual. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1713 by Plessa relating to increasing the criminal penalty of the offense of the criminal mischief involving impairment of the electric vehicle supply equipment. For the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1714 by Collier relating to the prosecution of the offense of the sexual assault. For the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1715 by Kane relating to the required provision of certain governmental entity contracts regarding the carrying of handguns by license holders. For the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1716 by Darby relating to the provision of counseling services by certain providers under Medicaid and reimbursement for those services. For the Committee on Human Services. HB 1770 by Schaffner relating to the prosecution of certain criminal offenses prohibiting sexually explicit material involving children. For the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1718 by Plessa relating to the definition of closing for purposes of certain private activity bonds. For the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1719 by Gervin Hawkins relating to the provision of personal assistance services under the Community Living Assistance and Support Services Class Waiver Program. For the Committee on Human Services. HB 1720 by Gervin Hawkins relating to the creation of the criminal offense of the trespass on the faculty housing and an animal to the restitution of the property damage resulting in that trespass. For the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1721 by Gervin Hawkins relating to establishing a base wage for personal attendants under the Community Living Assistance and Support Services Class Waiver Program. For the Committee on Human Services. HB 1722 by Tepper relating to an owner or lessee's access to private property located in the Texas Department of Transportation highway right-of-way. For the Committee on Transportation. HB 1723 by Tepper relating to the eligibility of certain persons for relocation assistance within the state or the political subdivision. For the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 1724 by Gervin Hawkins relating to the compensation and the habilitation of transportation services under the Community Living Assistance and Supporting Services Waiver Program. For the Committee on Human Services. HB 1725 by Hopper relating to the applicability of certain federal government environmental regulations to motor vehicles that are manufactured, sold, and operated exclusively in the state. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1726 by Collier relating to whom may request a public hearing of the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality related to the construction of a concrete plan. For the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1727 by Plessa relating to the social workers employed by the school district. For the Committee on Public Education. HB 1728 by Plessa relating to creating a mental health allotment under the Foundation School Program. For the Committee on Public Education. HB 1729 by Vasut relating to a limitation on the number of terms a person may serve with the Commissioner of Port Freeport. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1730 by Morales Shaw relating to a study regarding the effects of hydrogel and polyfluoroalkyl chemicals on public health. For the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1731 by Compost relating to the physician's assistant licensure compact authorizing a fee. For the Committee on Public Health. HB 1732 by Hernandez relating to the regulation of massage therapy. Refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1733 by Kane related to daylight savings time. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1734 by Orr relating to the transfers of core files in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship in which continuing exclusive jurisdiction is transferred. For the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1735 by Schatzline relating to the creation of the Texas Local Government Accountability Association authorizing a fee. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1736 by Curry relating to daylight savings time. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1737 by Jones of Dallas relating to HIV and AIDS testing. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1738 by Jones of Dallas relating to the repeal of the offense of homosexual conduct. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1739 by Tupper relating to a notice given to a property owner prohibiting certain persons from carrying certain firearms on the property. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1740 by Tupper relating to requiring a search warrant for certain health, fire, code inspections. For the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. Affairs. HB 1741 by Johnson relating to the proceeding supervision following certain adjunctions occurring in a criminal case, refer the Committee on Public Health. HB 1742 by Hecklin relating to the protest changing in municipal zoning regulations and boundaries, refer the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 1743 by Little relating to holding an acquisition of interest in a real property on behalf of foreign individuals or entities establishing agricultural intelligence office, creating criminal offense, refer the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1744 by Little relating to the personal liability of controlled persons and material aiders of the Texas Security Act, excluding claims from proportions of responsibility under the Chapter 33 of the Texas Civil Practice Remedies Code, refer the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1745 by Ballot Kopman relating to the procedures for protest for the appraisal review boards, refer the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1746 by Ballot Kopman relating to the approval of the real estate educational programs and courses of the study for the Texas Real Estate Commission, for the Subcommittee on Academic and Career-Oriented Education. HB 1747 by Compost relating to the administration of funding for the coordination of mental health, substance use, and public health services in the state, refer the Committee on Public Health. HB 1748 by Darby relating to the appointment of spoken language interpreters for certain court proceedings, refer the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1749 by Darby relating to the jurisdiction of municipal courts over health and safety of nuance debate ordinances, refer the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1750 by Rosenthal relating to the processing, manufacturing, and sale of hemp products for smoking, refer the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 1751 by Manuel relating to the candidate's application for a place on a ballot for the party's primary election, refer the Committee on Elections. HB 1752 by Manuel relating to the limitation on public access for live stream of video conference of certain criminal proceedings involving evidence depicting an act of sexual nature, refer the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1753 by Manuel relating to a court order of exclusive occupancy of the primary residence of other residential property by a spouse during the pendency of a suit or for a dissolution of marriage, refer the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1754 by Manuel relating to the minimum duration of certain protective orders, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1755 by Manuel relating to the certain duties of the court regarding the restrictions that may be included for the protective order on a person found on the committing family violence, or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1756 by Manuel relating to the licensing authority of advanced practice registered nurses, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1757 by Button relating to the eligibility requirements of the practice public accountability, or for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1758 by Little relating to the limiting the number of sessions in which a member may serve as a Texas House of Representatives, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1759 by Lopez de Cameron relating to the duties of a public school counselor, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1760 by Leach relating to the increasing the minimum term of imprisonment and changing the eligibility for community supervision, mandatory supervision, and parole for persons convicted of intoxicated manslaughter, or for the Committee on Corrections. HB 1761 by Leach relating to the discipline of judges by the State Commission on Judicial Count, notice of certain reprimands, judicial compensation, and related retirement benefits, and reporting of the judicial transparency information, authorizing administrative penalty for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1762 by Leach relating to changing the eligibility of certain persons to receive community supervision, including deferred adjuncts and community supervision, for the Committee on Corrections. HB 1763 by Rosenthal relating to repealing certain offenses and removing regulations relating to marijuana, cannabis, cannabinoids, synthetic cannabinoids, and paraphernalia, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1764 by Button relating to the practice of the accountability in the state by certain public accountants licensed in other states, for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1765 by Joseph Harris relating to the issuance of arrest warrant and search warrant authorizing the use of a no-knock entry by the police officer, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1766 by Landgraf relating to the requirement that appraisal district rely on appraisal of a real property prepared by an appraiser submitted to the district by the property owner when determining the value of the property, referred to the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1767 by Landgraf relating to the procedure in which a taxing unit is required for public notice of certain ad valorem tax-related information, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1768 by Wally relating to the construction, expansion, and modification of certain concrete plants under a standard permit, for the Committee on Environmental Regulations. HB 1769 by Darby relating to the classification of certain entities as primarily engaged in retail for the purposes of franchise tax, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1770 by Goodwin relating to the annual adjustment of the basic allotment of the foundation school program to reflect inflation, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1771 by Schoolcraft relating to the practice of pharmacy and the refusal to dispense prescriptions, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1772 by Bajani relating to the operation of vehicles at the railroad gate crossing or increasing a criminal penalty, for the Committee on Transportation. HB 1773 by Bajani allowing the Board of Trustees to certain school districts to creating a non-voting student trustee position on the board, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1774 by Leo Wilson relating to appealing the affirmative defense of prosecution, the criminal offense of the sale, distribution, and harmful material to a minor, refer the Committee on State Affairs, HB 1775 by Howard, relating to the reporting information regarding certain evidence collection case, to refer the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs, HB 1776 by Kane, relating to the appointment of dental director for the program of the Oral Health Improvement Services, refer the Committee on Public Health, HB 1777 by Morales and Maverick, relating to the designation of person's driver's license or personal identification certificate that a person is registered as a sex offender, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs, HB 1778 by Thompson, relating to the human trafficking, prostitution, and child pornography, the prosecution of the sexual, harassive, assaultive, offensive, and the prosecution of the failure to stop or report those offenses, amending, harmonizing certain statute of limitations of provisions, creating criminal offense, and increasing criminal penalty, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence, HB 1779 by BC, relating to the regulations of accessory dwellings units by political subdivisions, or for the Committee on Land and Resource Management, HB 1780 by Busey, relating to postage for early voting ballots voted by mail, refer to the Committee on Elections, HB 1781 by Gonzales of El Paso, relating to the Texas Livestock and Rodeo Education Constitution Grant Program, refer to the Committee on Culture and Recreation and Tourism, HB 1782 by Howard, relating to the eligibility of Medicaid for breast and cervical cancer, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health, HB 1783 by Paul, relating to the requirements for the certain petitions requesting an election of ballot proposition and to related procedures and provisions, refer to the Committee on Elections, HB 1784 by Busey, relating to the measures to assist students who enrolled in public institutions of higher education who are homeless and who were in foster care, refer to the Committee on Higher Education, HB 1785 by Busey, relating to the eligibility of a person who is homeless to take high school equivalency examination, for the Committee on Public Education, HB 1786 by Howard, relating to the Women's Health Advisory Committee, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health, HB 1787 by Howard, relating to the establishment of a higher education for human education and prevention, refer to the Committee on Higher Education, HB 1788 by Hernandez, relating to continuing education for barbers and cosmetologists for identifying and assisting victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, and human trafficking, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures, HB 1789 by Curtis, relating to enhancing the criminal penalty of the offense of intoxication, manslaughter in certain circumstances, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence, HB 1790 by Busey, relating to the criminal penalties and defenses of the prosecution of certain drug possession and drug paraphernalia offenses, referred to the Committee on Public Health, HB 1791 by Busey, relating to the duties of the prescribing, issuing an opioid prescription to treat acute pain, referred to the Committee on Public Health.
HB 1792 by Goodwin, relating to the privacy of certain protected health information for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1793 by Tepper, relating to the eligibility requirement to receive a grant from the Texas Enterprise Fund for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1794 by Tepper, relating to carrying concealed handguns and handgun license holders on the premises of a polling place the day of election or while early voting in progress, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1795 by Anchia, relating to the increasing the criminal penalty for certain conduct constituting an offense in a dogfighting or offense in cockfighting, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1796 by Busey, relating to the expedited credentialing providers under the Medicaid Managed Care Program, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1797 by Busey, relating to the drug testing and prescription drug policies for employees and independent contractors of the state agencies and political subdivisions regarding the medical use of low THC cannabis and hemp, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1798 by Harless, relating to the confidentiality of certain home address information and property tax appraisal records, for the Committee on Delivery and Government Efficiency. HB 1799 by Harless, relating to the interstate dental and dental hygiene licensure compact authorizing fees, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1800 by Garcia Bear, relating to the licensing and regulation of child swim instruction operators requiring an occupational license, imposing administrative penalty, authorizing fees, for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1801 by Bojani, relating to the definition of authorized peace officer for purposes of certain laws governing the installation and use of tracking women and access certain communications, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1801 by Leo Wilson, relating to voter registration, creating criminal offenses, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1803 by Harless, relating to dentist and dental hygienist compact, authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1804 by Tepper, relating to compliance with filing requirements of certain reports of political contributions and expenditures, including qualifications for public elective office, providing administrative penalty, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1805 by Oliverson, relating to a creation of Religious Freedom Commission, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1806 by Noble, relating to certain prohibited transactions and logistical support between governmental entity and an abortion assistance entity of an abortion provider for the procurement of an abortion or related services, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1807 by Goodwin, relating to the self-administration of prescription anti-seizure medicine by a student in a public school, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1808 by Landgraf, relating to the regulation and management of produced water and oil from gas operations, refer to the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 1809 by Hernandez, relating to the prohibited insurance discrimination against insureds who are widowed, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1810 by Goodwin, relating to the establishment of workforce housing program of the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1811 by Lalani, relating to the duration of services provided under Medicaid to women following a pregnancy, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 1812 by Patterson, relating to the maintenance and use of common areas owned by Property Owners Association, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1813 by Busey, relating to parental rights and information concerning a public school special education program and certain requirements for persons serving as a special education representatives and hearing officers at impartial due to those hearings, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1814 by Hernandez relating to changes to certain marriage-related forms, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1815 by Patterson relating to the determination of resident status of students by public institutions of higher education, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1816 by Lujan relating to the county municipal authority to prohibit operation of e-cigarette retailers near public or primary secondary schools, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1817 by Harrison relating to the deregulation of certain activities and occupations, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1818 by Vo relating to the examinations of health maintenance organizations and insurers by the Commissioner of Insurance regarding compliance with certain utilization review and pre-authorization requirements, authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1819 by Lopez of Bear relating to administration or grant program to support a family mental health programs assisting veterans and their families, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 1820 by Bowers relating to the expunction of arrest records and files when the grand jury fails to find the probable cause exists and believe the alleged offense was committed, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1821 by Bowers relating to information regarding the procedures and available resources for sealing of the juvenile records, for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1822 by Bowers relating to the jurisdiction of juvenile court over certain persons and to the sealing and non-disclosure of certain juvenile records, for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1823 by Thompson relating to the operation of concrete crushing facility near a hospital, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1824 by Bowers relating to the monitoring domestic violence offenders through advanced tracking systems to enhance victim safety, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1825 by Bowers relating to the exchange of certain information between the Department of Family and Protective Services under certain foster care contractors or state or local juvenile justice agency, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 1826 by Bowers relating to the depression screenings for certain women in county jail in the custody of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 1827 by Slauson relating to the repeal of additional ad valorem taxes imposed as a result of change due to a certain land, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1828 by Orr relating to legislative leave for correctional officers employed by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, for the Committee on Corrections. HB 1829 by Shaheen relating to the establishment of limitation on total amount of ad valorem taxes that the certain taxing units may impose on a resident's homestead of individuals who are disabled or elderly or surviving the spouses, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1830 by Shaheen relating to tenure and employment status of public institutions of higher education in the state, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1831 by Johnson relating to eligibility to participate in certain drug court programs, for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1832 by Gerdes relating to the punishment of certain criminal offenses involving illegal entry into illegal presence into the state by a person who is an alien, increasing the criminal penalties, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1833 by Van Dever relating to the honorably retired peace officer serving as an armed security officer at a public school, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1834 by Guillen relating to the required use of paper ballots in certain counties, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1835 by Guillen relating to the regulation of the new HUD code manufactured housing, refer to the Committee on Land Resource Management. HB 1836 by Guillen relating to the study and report by the General Land Office on private landowner participation in border security, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1837 by Guillen relating to enforcement and prevention for offenses involving a manufacture or delivery of these controlled substances listed in the penalty group 1B, law enforcement officer safety and handling those substances and the manufacture and proper use of opioid antagonists, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1838 by Guillen relating to the verification of healthcare practitioner continuing education compliance through the establishment of continuing education tracking systems, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1839 by Guillen relating to the iWatch Texas Community Reporting System administered by the Department of Public Safety and Monetary Reward Program for certain information on suspicious or criminal activity reported through that system, creating a criminal offense, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1840 by Guillen relating to the eligibility of certain individuals to purchase Medicare supplement benefit plans, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1841 by Guillen relating to the reporting of child abuse or neglect, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 1842 by Guillen relating to the sale of charitable raffle tickets of certain non-for-profit wildlife conservation associations, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1843 by Guillen relating to the requirements regarding the employee's normal weekly hours of work under the Shared Work Unemployment Compensation Program, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1844 by Guillen relating to certain requirements applicable to certain municipal economic development programs and grants, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1845 by Orr relating to the use of funds in Rural Prosecutor's Office Salary Assistance Grant Program, for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 1846 by Wally relating to the establishment of Electric Truck Advisory Council, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1847 by Collier relating to the maximum allowable caseload of certain attorneys, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1848 by Collier relating to the regulation of coin-operated machines, for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1849 by Hefner relating to the purchase or acquisition of title and real property by certain aliens or foreign entities, for creating a criminal offense, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1850 by Vo relating to the allocation of money by the Texas Opioid Abatement Fund Council, for the Committee on Corrections. HB 1851 by Morales and Maverick relating to the disposition of certain surplus motor vehicles and other law enforcement equipment by the Texas Facility Commission of certain school districts, districts for the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1852 by Collier relating to the authority of a court to reduce or modify a defendant's sentence for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1853 by Moody relating to the availability of certain information regarding persons who provide materials used in the execution of a convict for the Committee on Corrections. HB 1854 by Cole relating to the deadline of an early voting ballot board determined whether or not to accept voter ballots for the Committee on Elections. HB 1855 by Cole relating to the registration of voters as a polling place or related procedures for the Committee on Elections. HB 1856 by Cole relating to the method of returning a ballot to be voted by mail for the Committee on Elections. HB 1857 by Cole relating to early voting period refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1858 by Cole relating to the days and hours during which the polls are open for early voting by personal appearance refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1859 by Cole relating to the incentives for moving image industry in this state refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 1860 by Cole relating to disclosure by landlord of residential multi-unit complex to a tenant of the percentage of the tenant's monthly rent payment attributable to the property taxes due for the complex for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1861 by Cole relating to the minimum requirements for the state employee pensions refer to the Committee on Delivery, Government Efficiency. HB 1862 by Oliverson relating to the funding of, contract with, or employment of law enforcement agencies in certain counties refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 1863 by Moody relating to the duration of a protective order against family violence refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1864 by Verdell relating to the exemption from the use of tax imposed on certain motor vehicles brought into the state by New Texas residents refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1865 by Moody relating to the allocation of low-income housing tax credits refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1866 by Lujan relating to the State Law Enforcement Authority of Federal National Park Service law enforcement officers refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1867 by Raymond relating to the tuition and fee exemptions at public institutions of higher education for siblings of certain military personnel refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1868 by Leo Wilson relating to the performance tier funding under the Public Junior College State Finance Program for the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1869 by Oliverson relating to the alternate board certification to signify accreditation within a given specialty in the state and medical care provided at the certain healthcare facilities by physicians with an alternate board certification refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1870 by Leo Wilson relating to the accreditation of public institutions of higher education refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1871 by Dyson relating to the punishment for criminal offenses of attempted capital murder of a peace officer, increasing a criminal penalty, changing eligibility for parole and mandatory supervision refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1872 by Landgraf relating to the repeal of the requirement that each appraisal district periodically conform the receipts of residents' homestead exemptions qualify for those exemptions refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1873 by Guillen relating to certain reimbursements and discounts allowed for the collection and payment of sales and use taxes refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1874 by Bella Kaufman relating to the scope of work master electrician is authorized to perform refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1875 by Lopez of Cameron, relating to a study of General Land Office regarding veteran cemeteries in the state, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 1876 by Tepper, relating to the establishment of a career and technical education reporting grant program by the Texas Education Agency, refer to the Subcommittee on Academic and Career-Oriented Education. HB 1877 by Simmons, relating to the receipt of financial benefits by the superintendent of a school district for certain services performed by the superintendent, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1878 by Simmons, relating to the misuse of money received in an open enrollment charter school to support an out-of-state school, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1879 by Simmons, relating to franchise tax credit to entities that establish a grocery store or health corner store in a food desert, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1880 by Simmons, relating to the requiring certain employees to provide paid sick leave to employees providing administrative penalties, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1881 by Simmons, relating to a study regarding establishing a public medical school as a professional school of Texas Southern University, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1882 by Simmons, relating to the authority of business to establish certain employee-rated groups or practices for the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1883 by Simmons, relating to coverage of medically necessary health care treatment under the State Employees Benefit Group Program, refer to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services.
HB 1884 by Simmons, relating to the establishment of the Sickle Cell Disease Registry for the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 1885 by Lalani, relating to providing voter access to the restroom facility at the polling place, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1886 by Lauterbach, relating to the exemption of certain municipalities and counties from requirements regarding the use of lifeguards on the public beaches, refer to the Committee on Culture and Recreation and Tourism. HB 1887 by Metcalf, relating to the birth records and adopted persons, authorizing a fee for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1888 by Metcalf, relating to the exemption of boiler room registration and inspection requirements for certain boilers and medical equipment and autoclaves, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1889 by Davis of Dallas, relating to the average enrollment of purposes for the public school finance system, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1890 by Durazio, relating to the improvement of certain school campuses based on the construction on rehabilitation of certain low-income housing developments in the intended zone of those campuses, or for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1891 by Cook, relating to the offense of invasive visual recording of a minor, including the statute of limitations of the offense and the applicability of sexual offender registration requirements of the offense, harmonizing other statutes of limitations provisions, increasing criminal penalties for certain sexual offenses, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1892 by Cook, relating to the Uniform Unregulated Child Custody Transfer Act, creating criminal offenses, or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1893 by Cook, relating to the disclosure of certain public information, law of motor vehicle license plate numbers captured and video recording obtained or maintained by law enforcement agency, or for the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1894 by Petcoff, relating to designating November as Veterans Month Day, or for the Subcommittee on Defense of Veterans Affairs. HB 1895 by Patterson, relating to the operation or expansion of a wind power generation facility, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1896 by Cole, relating to a mental health leave policy for certain telecommunicators, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1897 by Patterson, relating to the requirement of the approval of the Public Utility Commission of Texas, certain coastal facilities or provisions of electric service, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1898 by Cook, relating to the limitations on increases in the appraised value of real property for ad valorem tax purposes, or for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1899 by Longoria, relating to the required age of public fireworks display permit for the Committee on Insurance. HB 1900 by Leilani, relating to providing water to voters near a polling place, or for the Committee on Elections. HB 901 by Cook, relating to the release of certain offenses from a municipality jurisdiction by a petition or election, or for the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 1902 by Cook, relating to the establishment of the criminal offense of juggling, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1903 by Leilani, relating to creating a Texas way to reforming and addressing issues related to Medicaid program, including the creation of alternative program designed to ensure health benefit coverage over low-income individuals with the private marketplace, or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1904 by Canales, relating to the release of a balloon and associated littering, creating criminal offense, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1905 by King, relating to the notice of the Texas A&M Forest Service of prescribed burns to be conducted by the Parks and Wildlife Department, or for the creation refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 1906 by Paul, relating to the establishment of the Healthcare Impact Cost and Coverage Analysis Program, authorizing a fee. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1907 by Paul, relating to the prohibition on governmental contracts with Chinese companies for certain information and communications technology, authorizing a civil penalty, creating criminal offenses. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1908 by Schatzline, relating to carrying a handgun while intoxicated, the possession of the carrying of a handgun, and the license holder in the certain location selling or serving alcoholic beverages. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1909 by Schatzline, relating to crosswalk marking requirements. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1910 by Schatzline, relating to the authority of a political subdivision to regulate panhandling of property, creating criminal offense. For the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1911 by Schatzline, relating to the instruction of human trafficking awareness in public schools, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1912 by King, relating to the limitation on assessment of certain fees, the qualifications for the sale of registration for securities. Refer to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1913 by Schatzline, relating to prohibiting a registered sex offender in certain circumstances from going in with a certain distance with residential victim of any offense committed by an offender in which the offender is subject to resignation. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1914 by Cook, relating to the modification of possession order and temporary possession of a child when a conservatorship of the child is incapacitated. Refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1915 by Cook, relating to the orders of the possession of the access to a child in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship. Refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1916 by Cook, relating to the jurisdiction of court in a suit to divide certain property not divided or awarded on dissolution of a marriage. Refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1917 by Busey, relating to the early voting by mail for the qualified voter, or the electronic transmission of a ballot voting early by mail, or the repeal of certain criminal offenses concerning the solicitation and distribution of an application to vote by mail. Refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1918 by Wally, relating to Class A water, sewer, utility rate increases. Refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1919 by Bryant, relating to the state liability for denial of health care services arising from laws limiting or prohibiting reproductive health care. For the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1920 by Mesa, relating to the expansion of eligibility for Medicaid for certain individuals diagnosed with certain mental health disorders, for the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 1921 by Verdell, relating to the operation of off-highway vehicles of certain roadways, for the Committee on Transportation. HB 1922 by Dean, relating to the accrual of a cause of action for purposes of certain laws governing certain construction liability claims, for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1923 by Verdell, relating to removing the requirement of an applicant or of a holder of a license to carry a handgun, provide fingerprints, for the the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1924 by Bryant relating to the employment restrictions of certain former county or municipal officers and employees. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1925 by Dean relating to the tuition and fees exemptions of public institutions of higher education for certain peace officers. Refer to the Committee of Higher Education. HB 1926 by Darby relating to the organization of meetings of and voting of the Corundum of the Unit Owners Association and Property Owners Associations. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1927 by Leo Wilson relating to the instruction materials for certain curriculum of public education, including certain instructions prohibiting and requirements of regarding those materials. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1928 by Curtis relating to the payment of certain costs associated with certain assignments of statutory probate court judge. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1929 by Leo Wilson relating to the administration of an election for a member of a board of trustees of an independent school district for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1930 by Gonzalez of El Paso relating to the qualifications for serving as a member of the board of directors for the certain municipality districts. Refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 1931 by Gonzalez of El Paso relating to the salary of the superintendent of the school of the deaf and the blind and the visually impaired. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1932 by Lopez and Cameron relating to the exemption of ad valorem taxation for the residence homestead of certain disabled veterans and their surviving spouses. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1933 by Hinojosa relating to the eligibility of certain persons younger than 18 years of age to pre-registered vote. Refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1934 by Goodwin relating to the tuition and fees exemptions of public institutions of higher education for certain child care workers. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1935 by Goodwin relating to the adoption of the agreement among the states of the elect the president by the national popular vote. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1936 by Cook relating to the issuance of a citation for the offense of the unauthorized use of parking designated for the persons with disabilities. For the Committee on Transportation. HB 1937 by Craddock relating to the certain tax and fee collection procedures and taxpayer safety for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1938 by Campos relating to the preliminary examination periods for mental health protective custody and criteria for the duration of the court-ordered mental health services. Refer to the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1939 by Meyer relating to the credit for a payment for the amount of required to be paid by a school district for the purpose of the attendance credit under the public school finance system. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1940 by Dean relating to the classification of the authority of the appraisal office to approve and implement a plan providing the appraisal of the property in the appraisal district less than frequently than annually. Refer to the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1941 by Campos relating to the peer support specialist for certain individuals with an intellectual or developmental disability and peer services for the individuals under Medicaid. Refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 1942 by Smithy relating to the participation of an advanced practice registered nurse as participating or preferred provider for the health maintenance organizations and preferred provider health benefit plans. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1943 by Landgraf relating to the compensation for the members of the Winkler County Juvenile Board. Refer to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1944 by Hopper relating to the protection of the officers engaged in investigation of election offenses. Refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 1945 by Smithy relating to the confidentiality of a public and private school employees' home address information, property tax appraisal records. Refer to the Committee on Public Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1946 by Luther relating to the denial of certain applications for a permit of the authorization of the Texas Clean Act. And the basis on the proximity of the semiconductor waiver manufacturing facility. Refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulations. HB 1947 by Luther relating to the civil and criminal liability for engaging in certain conduct involving a critical infrastructure facility creating criminal offenses. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1948 by Howard relating to prescribing and ordering a schedule to controlled substances by certain advanced practice registered nurses and physicians assistants. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1949 by Howard relating to the public notice of a crematory's compliance history, rating, and classification. Refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulations. HB 1950 by Cooper Leon relating to the Consolidated Municipal Court Security and Technology Fund in the certain municipalities. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1951 by Hefner relating to certain agreements with the collective bargaining organizations to related to certain publicly funded public work contracts. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1952 by Kerwin relating to the composition of the County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Refer to the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1953 by Thompson relating to the rights of the crime of the victims and the enforcement of those rights authorizing a civil penalty. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1954 by Thompson relating to the guardianship matters. Refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1955 by Thompson relating to the establishment of an early adulthood mental home visiting grant program. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention of Women and Children's Health. HB 1956 by Goodwin relating to the seizure of firearms by a peace officer during the emergency detention of certain persons who may have mental illnesses. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1957 by Smithy relating to the exemption from jury service for a person who is over the age of 65. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1958 by Lopez and Cameron relating to the providing of food establishment services serving shrimp imported outside of the state. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1959 by Frank relating to certain practices Comprehensive Health Benefit Plan issued to encourage certain physicians and healthcare providers that rank physicians, or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 1960 by Lopez de Cameron relating to the designation of a portion of a State Highway 345 in San Benito and Melton Residence Memorial Highway, were for the Committee on Transportation. HB 1961 by Kane relating to abolishing certain county boards of education, boards of county school trustees, and offices of county superintendent, were for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1962 by Bernal relating to disposition of rental payments received by public housing authorities from tenants, or for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1963 by Lopez Abair relating to the policies and procedures for addressing dating violence in public schools, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1964 by Spiller relating to the equitability for the enforcement of certain governmental requirements that affect agricultural operations, or for the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 1965 by Lopez Abair relating to the study on mental health services provided to veterans through the Texas Veterans Commission, or for the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 1966 by Lopez Garcia Abair relating to the study of the housing needs of the youth transitioning out of foster care or juvenile justice system, or for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1967 by Lopez Abair relating to the plan of the Juvenile Justice Department to modernize post-adjunction secure correctional facilities, or for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1968 by Cook relating to the duty of a contract for election service of an election held on the first Saturday in May in an even numbered year, or for the Committee on Elections. HB 1969 by Collier relating to providing inmates with certain documents on release or discharge, changing a fee, refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 1970 by Collier relating to access to certain cemeteries, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1971 by Darby relating to the exemption from drillers or operators for the closed-loop geothermal and geotechnical wells for certain requirements applicable to persons involved in certain activities under the jurisdiction of the Railroad Commission of Texas, for the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 1972 by Oliverson relating to requiring coursework or nutrition at public medical schools, or for the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1973 by Cook relating to the proof of the identity of the child parent in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship, or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships.
HB 1974 by Cook relating to the enforceability of certain non-disclosure or confidentiality provisions with respect to an act of sexual abuse committed against a child, for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1975 by Cook relating to victims of sex offenses, sex-based human trafficking offenses, or acts of sexual nature, and to the confidentiality or of the restrictions on the availability of certain property, material, or information regarding those victims' offenses or acts, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1976 by Canales relating to the establishment of a program for the issuance of digital identification, for the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1977 by Cook relating to the admissibility of evidence of certain extraneous offenses or acts of prosecution of sexual assault or aggravated sexual assault, or an attempt or conspiracy to commit sexual assault or aggravated sexual assault, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1978 by Lopez at Cameron relating to the route designation for issuance of a permit for the movement of oversized and overweight vehicles in certain counties, or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 1979 by Little relating to the payment of certain ad valorem tax refunds, or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1980 by Hicklin relating to the court of order of a retroactive child support, including the retroactive child support beginning on the date of the child's conception, or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1981 by Hicklin relating to the use of public resources by public school officer or employee to engage in certain political activities, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1982 by Hopper relating to limitations on federal authority and federal agents in the state, including the license of federal agents and special procedures for executing federal warrants, creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1983 by Hicklin relating to the creating of the criminal offense of child endangerment involving smuggling across an international border, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veteran Affairs. HB 1984 by McQueenie relating to creating the criminal offense of misrepresenting medical history to obtain unnecessary medical treatment for a child, elderly individual, or disabled individual, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1985 by Hicklin relating to the age limit for the beginning position of a fire department under a municipal civil service, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1986 by Bowers relating to the regulation of abortion, including abortion complication reporting and the repeal of certain laws prohibiting abortion, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1987 by Bowers relating to the regulation of abortion, including abortion complication reporting and the repeal of certain laws prohibiting abortion, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1988 by Lujan relating to the disclosure of certain information by the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1989 by Simmons relating to the confidentiality and reporting of certain maternal morality information to the Department of State Health Services, to an exception to certain reporting requirements for healthcare providers reviewing certain information on maternal morality and morbidity, to the reimbursement of travel expense incurred by the Texas Maternal Morality and Morbidity Review Committee members, and to a work group establishing a maternal morality and morbidity data registry, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1990 by Guillen relating to the limitation of certain liability of owners, leases, and occupants of non-agricultural land, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1991 by Guillen relating to information regarding certain charges for services provided by municipality-owned utility systems, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1992 by Bowers relating to the establishment of behaviorally at-risk student grant programs to provide social skill and cognitive skills training of certain public school students, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1993 by Martinez Fisher, relating to restrictions on certain contributions by persons appointed with public office by the governor, creating a criminal offense, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1994 by Martinez Fisher, relating to efficiency audits of Operation Lone Star and other border security programs, referred to the Committee on Delivery and Government Efficiency. HB 1995 by Hernandez, relating to the notification of a peace officer through indication association with vehicle registration that the vehicle owner may be transporting a person with a disability, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1996 by Hernandez, relating to the eligibility of children enrolled in the special education program for free pre-kindergarten programs of public schools, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1997 by Campos, relating to the issuance of the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs of certain federal forms of proposed allocating low-income housing tax credits, authorizing administrative penalty, for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1998 by Spiller, relating to the amount of an expenditure made by certain political subdivisions for which a competitive procurement method may be required, for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1999 by Busey, relating to the eligibility of certain persons for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and financial assistance benefits, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 2000 by Ashby, relating to the applicability of sex offender registration requirements to the offense of a child grooming, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2001 by Meyer, relating to increasing criminal penalties for insider trading and other misuse of official information, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2002 by Darby, relating to the eligibility of an organization to receive surplus agricultural products under certain grants awarded by the Department of Agriculture, for the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 2003 by Harris, relating to provisions of Texas Department of Transportation of information regarding certain high-speed rail projects, for the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2004 by Toth, relating to school district professional employees' liability to certain criminal conduct against a student, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2005 by Toth, relating to limitation on the salary paid to officers and employers of the state and political subdivisions of the state, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2006 by Plessa, relating to expunction of arrest records and files by statutory county court, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2007 by Zwiener, relating to a commercial sign along certain roads, for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2008 by Toth, relating to courses in personal financial literacy and economics for high school students in public schools, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2009 by Hernandez, relating to an annual occupational medical examination for firefighters, for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2010 by Vasut, relating to the dissolution of certain special districts, for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2011 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the right purchase for condemning an entity certain real property for which an ad valorem taxes are delinquent, refer to the Committee on Land Resource Management. HB 2012 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the regulation by certain counties of roadside or parking lot vendors and solicitors, for the Subcommittee on Regional Government. HB 2013 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the authority of certain property owners associations to prohibit or restrict the keeping of chickens, refer to the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 2014 by Kerwin, relating to the Board of Directors of Somerville County Hospital District, refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2015 by Zwiener, relating to the consideration of water conservation by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality when determining whether to grant or deny a petition for creation of municipal utility district, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2016 by Busey, relating to the establishment of the Housing Texas Fund to be administered by the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2017 by Gerdes, relating to increasing the minimum term of imprisonment and changing the eligibility for community supervision, mandatory supervision, and parole for certain persons convicted of intoxication, manslaughter, referred to the Committee on Corrections. HB 2018 by Ashby, relating to the Texas Farm and Ranch Lands Conservation Program, referred to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 2019 by Zwiener, relating to the expansion and eligibility of Medicaid to certain individuals who are younger than 26 years of age, referred to the Committee on Appropriations. HB 2020 by Zwiener, relating to the electronic filing for which the Texas Ethics Commission of certain reports of political contributions and expenditures, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2021 by Berry, relating to the certain construction liability claims, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2022 by Meyer, relating to the elimination of limitation periods for suits and personal injury arising from certain offenses against a child or disabled individual, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2023 by Howard, relating to the coverage of emergency contraceptive drug by health benefit plans, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2024 by Turner, relating to the release of certain areas from municipalities' extraterritorial jurisdiction by petition or election, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2025 by Tepper, relating to the filing or record of a plat, replat, or amendment plat for the replat of a subdivision of real property or a condominium, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2026 by Frank, relating to the designation of a portion of Highway 25 in Archer County as the U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Gary C. Johnson and U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant Gary S. Johnson Memorial Highway, for the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2027 by Vasut, relating to the authority of Brazoria County Commissioners Court to execute tax abatement agreements for property within the Fort Freeport District, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2028 by Hicklin, relating to governmental bodies required to post the internet notices and agendas for meetings under the Open Meetings Law, refer to the Committee on Delivery Government Efficiency. HB 2029 by Noble, relating to vehicle safety inspections of certain travel trailers, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2030 by Richardson relating to affirmative defenses of prosecution of certain criminal offenses involving material conduct that may be obscene or otherwise harmful to children. For the Committee on State Affairs, HB 2031 by Richardson relating to the possession, carrying, transporting, or storing of a firearm or firearm ammunition by a tenant on the leased premises, providing a civil penalty. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2032 by Campos relating to exemption from ad valorem taxation of part of the appraised value of which the resident homestead of a partially disabled veteran or the surviving spouses of such a veteran based on the disability rating of the veteran. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2033 by Mesa relating to the establishment of the Community Development Grocery Store Grant Program and the use of money from the Texas Enterprise Fund for the program. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2034 by Gerdes relating to issuance of groundwater permits to certain aliens or foreign entities. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2035 by Oliverson relating to the notice providing a chemical dependency treatment facility as to the parent, managing conservator, or guardian of a minor refused admission to the facility. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2036 by Oliverson relating to the provision of behavioral health services under the Medicaid Managed Care Program. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women's Children's Health. HB 2037 by Darby relating to the repairs made pursuant to a tenant's notice of an intent to repair or the refund of the tenant's security deposit. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2038 by Oliverson relating to the issuance of the Texas Medical Board of certain licenses to practice medicine and the authority of an insured to select certain license holders under the insured health policy, requiring an occupational license, authorizing fees. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2039 by Gervin Hawkins relating to an exemption from ad valorem taxation of the amount of the appraised value of the residential real property that arises from the installation in the property of certain energy efficient related improvements. For the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2040 by King related to the required number of minutes of instructional time to be provided by a juvenile justice alternative education program. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2041 by King relating to the criminal offense of passing certain vehicles on a highway. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 2042 by Plessa relating to the atomic expunction of arrest records from files of certain persons who are tried for an offense and is subsequently acquitted, and to the provision of certain records relating to that expunction. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2043 by Lambert relating to the regulation of earned wage access services, providing an administrative penalty. Refer to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2044 by Goodwin relating to certain offenses and conduct subject to expulsion that are associated with possessing, carrying, exhibiting, or using a firearm within 1,000 feet of school property. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2045 by A. Davis of Dallas relating to automatic expunction of arrest records and files for certain persons who are tried for an offense and is subsequently acquitted. Refer to the Committee of Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2046 by A. Davis of Dallas relating to an affirmative finding of family violence entered in the trial of certain offenses. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2047 by Goodwin relating to increasing the criminal penalty for the offense of making firearms accessible to a child. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2048 by Lujan relating to the incentive program to promote beverage container recycling. Refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2049 by Lopez and Cameron relating to the dissemination of type 1 diabetes information by public schools. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2050 by Lopez and Cameron relating to the duties of public school counselor. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2051 by Meyer relating to the limitation on the amount of school property tax revenue that is subject to recapture under the public school finance system. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2052 by Schatzline relating to the increasing minimum term of imprisonment for the offense of trafficking persons. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2053 by Buckley relating to Texas Education Agency database of school district bonds, taxes, and bond-related projects for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2054 by King relating to the Rural Volunteer Fire Department Assistance Program and authorizing an increase in the assessment of certain insurers that fund the program for the Committee on Appropriations. HB 2055 by Moody relating to the punishment for a capital felony committed by an individual younger than the age of 21. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2056 by Howard relating to designation of a public school health officer and school health and safety allotment under the School Foundation Program. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2057 by Plessa relating to designating October 15th as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2058 by Pliso relating to a parental palliative care provided by certain hospitals and parental palliative care grant program and a parental palliative care hospital recognition program. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2059 by Toth relating to references to taxpayer money in state documents, publications, and notices. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2060 by Campos relating to a study of coverage under certain infants under Medicaid. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women's and Children's Health. HB 2061 by Holt relating to the designation of State Highway 242, bridge intersecting State Highway 59 in Montgomery County as the Lance Corporal Armando Hernandez Memorial Bridge. Refer to the Subcommittee of Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2062 by Holt relating to regulations and policies for entering or using certain private spaces, authorizing a civil penalty. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs.
HB 2063 by Fairley relating to creating a database for the firefighting equipment in the state available for the use in responding to wildfires. Refer to the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 2064 by Holt relating to the discipline of judges. The State Commission on the Judicial Conduct notice of certain reprimands and judicial compensation related to the retired benefits and reporting of certain judicial transparency information authorizing an administrative penalty, refer to the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2065 by Curran relating to the overnight parking of over commercials, motor vehicles in certain residential subdivisions, refer to the Committee on Transportations. HB 2066 by Verdell relating to the expunction of the arrest records and files of certain defendants placed under deferred adjunction community supervision of the unlawful carrying of a handgun, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2067 by Paul relating to the declination, cancellation, and non-renewal of insurance policies, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2068 by Paul relating to the governance in the territory of the Harris County Flood Control District, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2069 by Hull relating to the parental rights to intervene in the apprehension of a peace officer for the child of an emergency detention of certain requirements and restrictions applicable to an emergency detention, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2070 by Hull relating to a required court finding of abuse of neglect of an individual's name is added to a central abuse child or neglect registry, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2071 by Hull relating to the certain policies and procedures for healthcare specialty consultations and certain child abuse or neglect investigations and assessments, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2072 by Hull relating to the advanced directives of healthcare treatment and decisions to withdraw or withhold life-sustaining treatment, creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2073 by Hull relating to the increasing criminal penalty for certain violations of certain court orders of conditions and bonds in cases involving family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault, or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2074 by Howard relating to allowing a person who will be 18 years of age at the date of the general election for state and county officers to vote in preceding primary elections, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2075 by Oliverson relating to the facility fees charged by certain healthcare providers providing an administrative penalty, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2076 by Ordaz relating to the health benefit plan coverage for anxiety and pain management in connection with assertion or removal of prescription contraception devices, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2077 by Gertis relating to the person's eligible to appeal the desired future conditions adopted by the Groundwater Conservation District, or for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2078 by Gertis relating to the joint planning of desired future conditions in groundwater management areas, or for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2079 by Shaheen relating to the repeal of provisions requiring a state school district to reduce the local revenue and excess entitlement, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2080 by Gertis relating to the review of the duties of the Groundwater Conservation District by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, or for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2081 by BC relating to the establishment of the Building Better Futures program to support educational, occupational skills, training opportunities, and support services for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities at public institutions and private institutions of higher education. For the Committee on Higher Education, HB 2082 by BC relating to ensuring access to the right to the vote for all eligible voters, or for the Committee on Elections. HB 2083 by BC relating to the use of automatic license plate reader systems, or for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2084 by Cortez relating to the personal device requirements for recreational vessels, or for the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 2085 by Vasu relating to the deadline for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to take custody of certain persons confined in a county jail, or for the Committee on Corrections. HB 2086 by Plessa relating to the motion of determining a plaintiffs in a litigation, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2087 by Martinez relating to the cost of living increases applicable to certain benefits paid by the teacher retirement system of Texas, for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2088 by Martinez relating to the establishment of a public law school in Rio Grande Valley, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2089 by Martinez relating to the notification of a peace officer through indiction associated with the vehicle registration. The vehicle owner may be transferring a person with a disability, for the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2090 by Martinez relating to the establishment of a disaster identification system for a declared state of disaster, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2091 by Martinez relating to the provision of financial assistance by the Texas Water Development Board of certain projects, or for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2092 by Martinez relating to the regulation of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality for certain solid waste processing facilities, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2093 by Martinez relating to the cardiopulmonary resuscitation certificate requirements for certain food service establishment employees, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 2094 by Martinez relating to the warning sign posted by food establishments that prepare food items containing PETA products, or for the Committee of Public Health. HB 2095 by Martinez relating to the prosecution of the criminal offenses of reckless discharge of a firearm in certain municipalities and counties, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2096 by Martinez relating to the notification of a peace officer through indiction associated with the vehicle registration that a person has a health condition or disability that may impede effective communication, or for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2097 by Martinez relating to Deputy Sheriff Civil Service appeals of certain Sheriff's Department actions, or for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2098 by Martinez relating to the applicability of service systems for municipal firefighters and police officers for the Sheriff's Department for the Committee of Intergovernmental Affairs. AB 2099 by Plessa relating to the imposition of a tax on commercial electric vehicles, charging stations, services based on the electricity transfer for the Committee of Ways and Means. HB 2100 by Plessa relating to the no evidence motion for a summary judgment for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2101 by Compos relating to the study of the unreported gunshots detected on the gunshot detection technology for the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2102 by Leo Wilson relating to prohibiting discrimination and conduct motivated by anti-Semitism in public schools and institutions of higher education and providing anti-Semitism awareness, training, and instruction on those schools and institutions. Refer the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2103 by Ashby relating to the adoption of the mental health leave policy for certain jailers. Refer the Committee on Corrections. HB 2104 by Plessa relating to the members of a school district local school health advisory council. Refer the Committee on Public Education. HB 2105 by Spiller relating to the unauthorized entry, occupancy, sale, rental, lease, advertisements for sale, rental, or lease, or convenience of a real property, including the removal of certain occupants of a dwelling, creating criminal offenses, increasing a criminal penalty, authorizing a fee. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2106 by Metcalf relating to the establishment of advisory committee to study and provide recommendations to state agencies to increase the efficiencies at the agencies. Refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2107 by Fairley relating to the training requirements for public school educators. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2108 by Metcalf relating to the components of the school district's enrichment tax rate and the calculation of the guaranteed yield for the foundation school program. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2109 by Van Deever relating to the removal of the proposed reservoir project for the state water plan for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2110 by Van Deever relating to the public higher education for the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2111 by Reynolds relating to the establishment of the Texas Pay Equality Task Force for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2112 by Reynolds relating to school district employees' right to preserve a grievance under the district's employee policy. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2113 by Reynolds relating to the creation of the criminal offense of hindering the investigation of the prosecution of certain offenses committed against a child. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2114 by Van Deever relating to engineering feasibility and construct of a reservoir. Refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2115 by Ashby relating to the rural Sheriff's Office, rural Constable's Office, and rules prosecutors salary assistance grant programs. Refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2116 by Spiller relating to display of the 10 Commandments in public schools. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2117 by Wally relating to the duties of the Texas Maternal Mortality and Morbidity Review Committee. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 2118 by Kane relating to the issuance of oversized or overweight permits for the vehicles transporting agricultural commodities during or preceding a disaster. Refer to the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 2119 by Garcia Hernandez relating to the pre-authorization of certain benefits by certain health benefit plan issuers. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2120 by Lozano relating to the composition of the Commission of the Port of Corpus Christi Authority of County, Texas. Refer to the Committee of Transportation. HB 2121 by Lozano relating to the establishment of Property Study Hardship Grant Program. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2122 by Lozano relating to the adjustment of certain school districts under the public school finance system for revenue due to the state value of the district's taxable value of the property determined by the Comptroller of Public Accounts. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2123 by Vojani relating to the maximum number of media production development zones in the state or qualified media production locations in the zones. Refer to the Committee of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 2124 by Lozano relating to the establishment of a property value study hardship grant program. Refer to the Committee of Public Education. HB 2125 by Lozano relating to an adjustment for certain school districts under the public school finance system for revenue lost to the use of the state value of the district's taxable value of the property determined by the Comptroller of Public Accounts. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2126 by Bryant relating to the definition of drug paraphernalia and criminal offensive possession of drug paraphernalia. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2127 by Bryant relating to the study of electricity demand response. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2128 by Spiller relating to the study of rural firefighting and technical rescue service capabilities. Refer to the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 2129 by Moody relating to the school-based health services, including the administration of school and related services and the provision of Medicaid reimbursement of certain services to certain public school students. Refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2130 by Dean relating to the payment of a certain employer contributions for retirees to the Texas Retirement System of Texas who resume service. Refer to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2131 by Dean relating to unauthorized entry, occupancy, sale, rental, lease, advertisements for sale, rental, or lease, or convenience of a real property, including the removal of an unauthorized occupants of a dwelling, creating criminal offenses, and creating criminal penalty, authorizing a fee. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2132 by Bajani relating to the allocation of low-income housing tax credits to projects reserved for elderly persons. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2133 by Bajani relating to the one-time credit against ad valorem taxes imposed on a taxing unit for the first property of the person's purchase of the qualifies of the person's residence and to the effect of the credit on the determination of a taxable value of the school district. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2134 by Bajani relating to the study and report of the optimal school district and academic effectiveness, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2135 by Bojani, relating to the prosecution of the criminal offense of organized retail theft, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2136 by Bojani, relating to design and use of model criminal citation, referred to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2137 by Bojani, relating to a temporary decrease in the rates of state sales and uses of applicable to certain sales payments in which the centralized network and the blockchain, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2138 by Simmons, relating to preventing discrimination in foster care, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2139 by Simmons, relating to the voting by a voter unable to enter a polling place, referred to the Committee on Elections. HB 2140 by Simmons, relating to the composition of the Texas Maternal Mortality and Morbidity Review Committee, referred to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention in Women and Children's Health. HB 2141 by Simmons, relating to the applicability of certain criminal offenses of the provision of gender-affirming care, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2142 by Simmons, relating to the study of the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs on the feasibility of certain models to address homelessness in the state, referred to the Committee of Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2143 by Metcalf, relating to the redesignation of the portion of the Farm to Market Road of 1097 of the Montgomery Court of the Army Specialist Joey Memorial Highway, referred to the Subcommittee on Disease and Veterans Affairs. HB 2144 by Shaheen, relating to the access of certain information in the adoption process, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2145 by Bojani, relating to the installation of electric vehicle charging stations in state-owned parking lots and garages, referred to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2146 by Plesa, relating to the creation of a cause of action for non-consensual condom removal or alteration, referred to the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2147 by Van Dever, relating to conducting dispositions, hearing, and other proceedings in juvenile cases, referred to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 2148 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the construction manager at risk and design build methods of project delivery for a project work contract, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2149 by Tupper, relating to the non-conforming land use of the adoption of or changing to a zone, regulation, or a boundary, referred to the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 2150 by Garcia Hernandez, relating to the telephone access for certain health benefit plan verifications and pre-authorization requests and utilization review requests, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2151 by Caprileon, related to the applicability of a sex offender registration requirements for those offense of the indecent assault, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2152 by Morales and Maverick, relating to the reliability plan of electric transmission services in the Permian Basin, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2153 by Slauson, relating to designation of a portion of the U.S. Highway 377 in Wood Johnson counties as the Bob Cornett Parkway, referred to the Committee on Transportation.
HB 2154 by Shaheen, relating to the definition of a private place for gambling criminal offense purposes, referred to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2155 by Shaheen, relating to prohibition of the sale, transfer, delivery of consumable hemp products or creating a criminal offense, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2156 by Harris, relating to the state and local authority to regulate food and service industry, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2157 by Allen, relating to the licensing and a psychologist as a licensed specialist at a school of psychology, authorizing a fee, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2158 by Hinojosa, relating to the exception of certain laws prohibiting abortion, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2159 by Gomez, relating to the capacity of a minor to consent for certain treatment for a minor or the minor's child, for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2160 by Gomez, relating to the interview in a child in a suit affecting a parent-child relationship, for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2161 by Gomez, relating to the federal firearm reporting for persons recently released from emergency detention, referred to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veteran Affairs. HB 2162 by Shaheen, relating to the classification of certain sales of firearms as occasional sales for purposes of sales and use taxes, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2163 by Allen, relating to the benefits paid by Teacher Retirement System of Texas, referred to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2164 by Gomez, relating to the limitation on the location of a commencement ceremony held by a public institution of higher education, referred to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2165 by Gomez, relating to required motor vehicle emissions inspections in certain border counties, referred to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2166 by Bryan, relating to the establishment of an independent market monitor for natural gas market by the Public Utility Commission of Texas, an independent organization certified for a power region, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2167 by Bryant, relating to the creation of gas inventory system by the independent organization certified by the ERCOT Power Region, the Public Utility Commission of Texas, and the Railroad Commission of Texas, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2168 by Leo Wilson, relating to the Texas Commission on Federal Special Education Law and Funding, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2169 by Slauson, relating to certain contracts for the lease, lien, license, sale, use, or distribution of the State Bar of Texas intellectual property, referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2170 by Munoz, relating to the Sheriff's Department civil service system in certain counties, referred to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2171 by Harris, relating to the public school policy regarding the playing of the state song before certain school-sponsored athletic events, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2172 by Harris, relating to the limitation on the use of certain unsubsidized information relating to the peace officer misconduct, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2173 by Shaheen, relating to a warning label on social media platforms concerning the association between a minor's social media usage and significant mental health issues, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2174 by Munoz, relating to the Sheriff's Department's civil service system in certain counties, refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2175 by Munoz, relating to the authority in a municipality to prohibit police or fire department employees from circulating or signing certain employment petitions, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2176 by Harless, relating to the composition and duties of a court security committee, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2177 by Harless, relating to authorizing the disclosure of certain electronic customer data of provider of an electronic communication service or a remote computing service in certain immediate life-threatening situations, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2178 by Harless, relating to the emergency installation and use of mobile tracking device on a vehicle by an authorized peace officer, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2179 by Schaffner, relating to the addition of certain counties to the Texas Emissions Reduction Plan, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2180 by Cunningham, relating to a waiver of the preservation of evidence and the return of a seized weapon in a criminal case, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2181 by Shaheen, relating to increasing the criminal penalty for certain conduct constituting the offense of solicitation of prostitution, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2182 by Plessa, relating to the statewide order issued by the Commissioner of State Health Services authorizing a pharmacist to dispense an emergency contraceptive, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2183 by Meza, relating to criminal penalties for the possession of offenses under the Texas Controlled Substance Act, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2184 by Meza, relating to the tenant's right to terminate a residential lease following certain outages of essential utilities, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2185 by Lauterbach, relating to the tuition exemption for the children of certain law enforcement officers, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2186 by Hernandez, relating to the regulation of elevator machines, elevator apprentices, and contractors requiring an occupational registration, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2187 by Howard, relating to the hospital staffing report processes and to the retaliation and mandatory overtime protections for nurses providing administrative penalties, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2188 by Howard, relating to the transition of the Nurse Aid Certification Program from the Health and Human Services Commission to the Texas Board of Nursing and the creation of a work group on nursing career pathways, for the Committee on Public Health. HB 2189 by Howard, relating to the methods of improved health profession-related career and technology education and dual credit programs offered by school districts, for the Subcommittee on Academic and Career-Oriented Education. HB 2190 by Howard, relating to immunity from criminal liability for certain healthcare practitioners, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2191 by Landgraf, relating to an adjustment in the amount of the basic allotment and the guaranteed yield under the Foundation School Program to deflect inflation, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2192 by Lopez and Cameron, relating to permit required for the sales of fireworks, for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2193 by Guillen, relating to a study by the Texas Veterans Commission regarding the provision of veteran benefits in this state, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2194 by Lowe, relating to the repeal or limitation of certain state and local taxes, including school district maintenance and operation ad valorem taxes, the enactment of the state and local value added taxes, and the related school finance reform, imposing taxes, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2195 by Van Dever, relating to public school campuses election under campus turnaround plan to operate as a community school, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2196 by Bella Kaufman, relating to the provision of virtual education in public schools and certain waivers and modifications by the Commissioner of Education to the method of calculating average daily attendance in an emergency for crisis purposes, of preserving the school district funding entitlements under the Foundation School Program during the emergency of crisis, authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2197 by Money, relating to the protection of an unborn child's rights and criminal liability and justification for prohibited conduct, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2198 by Bella Kaufman, relating to the designation of a portion of State Highway 34 in Kaufman County as the Officer Jacob Canadonza Memorial Highway, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 2199 by Lambert, relating to the enrollment-based funding for the special education allotment under the Foundation School Program, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2200 by Hernandez, relating to the cremation of human remains by natural organic reduction, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2201 by McQueenie, relating to the issuance of Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal Specialty License Plates, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2202 by Guillen, relating to eligibility for and benefits under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2203 by Bumgarner, relating to the liability of land surveying services in or connection with certain construction or service contracts, for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2204 by Bumgarner, relating to the regulation of land surveyors by the Texas Board of Professional Engineers and Land Surveyors, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2205 by Bumgarner, relating to a policy prohibiting the use of personal electronic devices by public school students during instructional time, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2206 by Bumgarner, relating to the reporting of certain public school employee misconduct to local law enforcement, refer to the Committee on Public Education. Education. HB 2207 by Bumgarner relating to the authority of political subdivision to propose a voter approval the issuance of a general obligation bonds for a purpose rejected by voters at a bond election during the preceding 2 years. Referred to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2208 by Bumgarner relating to requirements for certain notices or invoices relating to toll collections by a toll project entity for the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2209 by Bumgarner relating to a period in which a person arrested for certain crimes committed against a child may be held after bond is posted. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2210 by Bumgarner relating to the inclusion of the United States Space Force and United States military and veteran statutory definitions. Refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2211 by Bumgarner relating to the compensation and professional representation of certain students participating in university interscholastic league activities or in the intercollegiate athletic programs at certain institutions of higher education. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2212 by Bumgarner relating to the promotion of film and television production in this state, including the eligibility of film or television production for funding under the Major Events of Reimbursement Program, the creation of a film event trust fund and a film production tax rebate trust fund, the establishment of virtual film production institutes, and the designation of media production development zones. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 2213 by Johnson relating to the composition of Board of Directors of the Texas Windstorm Insurance Association. For the Committee on Insurance. HB 2214 by Wale relating to the notice requirement for a leased dwelling located in a floodplain. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2215 by LaHood relating to carrying or possession of a handgun by certain retired attorneys representing the state. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2216 by Hull relating to procedures and grounds related to the removal and placement of children, including from terminating a parent-child relationship, for taking possession of a child, and for certain hearings in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship involving the Department of Family and Protective Services. For the Committee on Human Services. HB 2217 by Wharton relating to establishing a grant program to equip motor vehicles used by peace officers with certain bullet-resistant components. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veteran Affairs. HB 2218 by Hernandez relating to required emergency generators or other backup power sources in certain nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, and senior independent living communities, providing civil penalties. Refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2219 by Hernandez relating to the eligibility of a student with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder for special education services provided by a public school. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2220 by Kerwin relating to the repeal or limitations of certain state and local taxes, including school district maintenance and operations of ad valorem taxes, the enactment of state and local value-added taxes, and related school finance reform of imposing taxes. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2221 by Hull relating to certain trade practices related to life insurance, annuity contracts, and accident and health coverage. For the Committee on Insurance. HB 2222 by Hernandez relating to the establishment of an energy efficiency program for school districts and open enrollment charter schools. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2223 by Collier relating to confidentiality of eviction case information. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2224 by Hernandez relating to the required emergency generators or other backup power sources in certain nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, or senior independent living communities, providing an administrative and civil penalties. Refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2225 by Buckley relating to the approval of land use assumptions, capital improvement plans, and impact fees. Refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2226 by Harless relating to the beneficiaries of trust funds paid or received in connection with improvement of a specific real property. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2227 by Hinojosa relating to the period for transporting a criminal defendant who is found incompetent to stand trial to a facility for competency restoration services and to the compensation to the county for the cost of confinement occurring after that period. For the Committee on Public Health. HB 2228 by Fasut relating to student fees at public institutions of higher education. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2229 by Hernandez relating to the expunction of arrest records and files by a statutory county court. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2230 by Oliverson relating to including and understanding of certain political ideologies in the foundation curriculum of public schools. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2231 by Jones of Dallas relating to the consideration for approval by the Executive Director of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality of an application for an authorization to use certain standard permits for a concrete batch plant. For the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2232 by Vasut relating to regulation by counties, build of rent communities, and regulation by certain counties or manufactured home rental communities. For the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2233 by Orr relating to county notification requirements for incomplete plat applications. For the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2234 by Dutton relating to age criminally responsibly and certain substantive and procedural matters related to that age. Refer to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 2235 by Dutton relating to the definition of abuse and neglect of a child. For the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 2236 by Dutton relating to the inclusion of a chronically absent student at-risk students of dropping out of school and the collection of reporting the data regarding those students. For the Committee on Public Education. HB 2237 by Dutton relating to abolishing the death penalty, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2238 by Dutton relating to creation and elimination of certain state holidays, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2239 by Dutton relating to the locations in which certain knives are prohibited, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2240 by Dutton relating to certain void marriages, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2241 by Dutton relating to firearms, authorizing private civil right of action, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs.
HB 2242 by Dutton relating to creating policy authorities of the constables for the purpose of the federal rights action, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2243 by Oliverson relating to the creation of the Texas Commission of the Job Satisfaction and Retention, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2244 by Kane relating to prohibiting in the state contracts of the purchase of electric vehicles and related components produced in scrutinized countries, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2245 by Leo Wilson relating to the verification of the citizenship status of registered voters, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2246 by Kane relating to the terminology used in statute to refer to the partially landlocked body of water of the southeastern of the North American continent, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2247 by Garcia of Bayer relating to the creation of the specialty court for individuals who commit family violence, imposing fees for participation, refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 2248 by Smithy relating to the public information law, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2249 by Bernal relating to the establishment of the Teacher Recruitment Scholarship Program and the Texas Teacher Retention Incentive Program, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2250 by Goodwin relating to the criminal offense of making a firearm accessible to a child, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2251 by Goodwin relating to the exceptions in the repeal of certain laws prohibiting abortion, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2252 by Goodwin relating to the air quality permits used by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality for certain oil and gas facilities, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2253 by Bojani relating to the authority to cancel certain elections on a measure, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2254 by Hull relating to the certain healthcare services at contact arrangements entered by insurances and health care providers, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2255 by Goodwin relating to the rights of the owner of the surface of the land in which certain inactive subject to the jurisdiction of the Railroad Commission in Texas is located in connection with the performance of certain tests on the well, refer to the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 2256 by Goodwin relating to the financial security requirement for operations of oil and gas wells, refer to the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 2257 by Letterback relating to the required agreements between a county and sheriff and the United States to enforce federal immigration law, refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2258 by Toth imposing private civil liability to anyone who causes or contributes to social transitioning of a minor, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2259 by Diallo relating to the instructions of the application form for an early voting ballot, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2260 by Martinez Fisher relating to the personal liability of elected state official of the state government entity for a claim brought against the entity against the whistleblower protection laws, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2261 by BC relating to the hours of the sale of certain alcoholic beverages, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2262 by Turner relating to the installation and maintenance of dynamic messaging signs for certain toll lanes operated by a toll project entity, refer to the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2263 by Fairley relating to the webpage of mobile application for the provisions of pregnancy-related resources and information, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2264 by Schoolcraft relating to the information provided by friends and family for the inclusion of certain patient medical records and the healthcare provider duties when discharging certain patients from inpatient care, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2265 by Isaac relating to the county land regulatory authority of certain counties providing criminal penalty, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2266 by Isaac relating to the processing of an application for the authorization of the standard permit of a rock or the concrete crushing facility, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2267 by Isaac relating to the monitoring of emissions from certain facilities of air contaminants, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulations. HB 2268 by Isaac relating to the authority of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to create certain special district, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2269 by Isaac relating to the Property Owners Association authority to require installation or maintenance of grass or turf landscaping, refer to the Committee on Trade and Workforce and Economic Development. HB 2270 by Turner relating to the disclosure of certain information regarding a record of collision or violation involving a person operating a railroad, locomotive, or train, for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2271 by Wally relating to collecting and sharing capacity and enrollment information for certain daycare centers, refer to the Committee on Trade and Workforce and Economic Development. HB 2272 by Morgan relating to the confirmation of a voter residence but by a voter registrar, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2273 by Bonin relating to delegation of certain authority for the county judge in certain counties, refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2274 by Shasline relating to the creation of a commission to review and make recommendations regarding penal laws of the state and certain criminal offenses previously compiled in statutes of the Penal Code, were increasing criminal penalties and imposing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2275 by Morgan relating to the arbitration provisions and surplus lines insurance contracts, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2276 by Howard relating to the provisions of certain benefits, including applied behavior analysis, behavior supports, and associated evaluation services through telecommunications or information technology under certain benefit programs, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2277 by Capriglione, relating to the notification of municipality of electric cooperatives request for the transfer or removal of certain pole attachments, referred to the Subcommittee on Telecommunications and Broadband. HB 2278 by Capriglione, relating to the home production of certain alcoholic beverages, referred to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2279 by Schofield, relating to the cancellation of a person's voter registration on notice that a person has acknowledged that the person is not a citizen, referred to the Committee on Elections. HB 2280 by Schofield, relating to the authority of a property owners association to regulate a property owner's display of a political signs, or for the Committee of Trade and Workforce and Economic Development. HB 2281 by Jones of Harris, relating to the automatic voter registration and interaction with voter registration agency, refer the Committee on Elections. HB 2282 by Lopez of Cameron, relating to the amount of reimbursement fee paid by defendant for the peace officer service in executing a processing an arrest warrant or an habeas pro fine, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2283 by Cortez, relating to the use of a delivery device by certain entities, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2284 by Johnson, relating to the licensing and regulation of music therapies requiring an occupational license, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2285 by Bonner, relating to the political advertising distributed or broadcast as part of mass message campaign and civil penalties for required disclosure of certain political advertising, and for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2286 by Craddock, relating to the renewal of a certification for registration of interior designers, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. AB 2287 by Oliverson, relating the liability of judges and magistrates for the improper release of personal bonds of defendants accused for committing felony offenses, refer to the Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. AB 2288 by Dutton, related to the affirmative defense of the respondent, the application of a protective order, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. AB 2289 by Isaac, relating to the authority of certain municipalities to receive certain tax revenue derived from a hotel and convention center project and to pledge certain tax revenue to the payment of the obligations regarding the project, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2290 by Johnson, relating to the health benefits offered by institutions of higher education to students and their families, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2291 by Lowe, relating to the required inclusion of a person's sex on birth certificate, prohibited change of sex on a birth certificate and of certain persons, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2292 by Allen, relating to the prohibiting certain releases of a student to students' parents after school initiated communication by a school district or an open enrollment charter school, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2293 by Vasu, relating to the election of a member of a board of directors for the Sweeney Hospital District, for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2294 by Thompson, relating to the reimbursement rates for the child care providers participating in the Texas Rising Star Program, for the Committee of Trade and Workforce and Economic Development. HB 2295 by Capriglione, relating to newborn screen testing for muscular dystrophy, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention in Women and Children's Health. HB 2296 by Allen, relating to eligibility requirements to obtain a pass for expedited access to the state capitol, refer to the Committee on House Administration. HB 2297 by Cunningham, relating to the expansion of toll collection while on evacuation orders, in effect, refer to the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2298 by Lilani, relating to the Healthcare Facility Grant Program supporting the use of artificial intelligence technology scanning medical images for cancer detection, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention in Women and Children's Health. HB 2299 by Lilani, relating to the Community Health Clinic Grant Program, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention in Women and Children's Health. HB 2300 by Lilani, relating to the distribution of hookahs, creating criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2301 by Campos, related to the registration with searches in the State Registry of Paternity, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2302 by Gertis, relating to the definition of a rural political subdivision for the purpose of the Texas Water Assistance Program, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2303 by Bell of Montgomery, relating to the electric markets, payments, and an exemption sales from uses and taxes of customer-sided distribution generation, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. AB 2304 by Dean, relating to the third-party review for the property development documents and inspection of improvements relating to those documents, including home backup power installations, refer to the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 2305 by Guerra, relating to the analysis of the reports of the customer response to the conservation appeals, and Eric Cotler for the Committee on State Affairs. AB 2306 by Olivia Lobos, relating to changing the eligibility for the release of a parole on certain inmates serving sentences for trafficking offenses involving child victims and disabled individuals, refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 2307 by Plesa, relating to the establishment of a grant program to assist law enforcement agencies in collecting DNA samples from defendants arrested for a felony offense, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2308 by Morales O'Malley, relating to the establishment of the Texas Commission on the Border Security and Illegal Immigration, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. AB 2309 by Villalobos, relating to the forfeiture of the contraband and the authority of the Attorney General to bring forfeiture actions, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. AB 2310 by Ordaz, relating to development of a strategic plan for improvement and expansion of early learning and educational opportunities for young children with disabilities, referred to the Committee on Public Education. AB 2311 by Harrison, relating to the diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives at public institutions of higher education, referred to the Committee on Higher Education. AB 2312 by Guerra, relating to the requirements of the issuance of the supplemental bilingual education teaching certificate, referred to the Committee on Public Education. Education. HB 2313 by Depper, relating to the authority of certain municipalities to certain tax revenue for this qualified project, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2314 by Lopez Abair or Garcia of Bear, relating to the exemption of certain school districts and the requirement of the armed security officer be present at the public school campus, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2315 by Garcia Bear, relating to the redesignation of the portion of the State Highway 151 in Bexar County as the Willie Henry Pyroid Memorial Bridge, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 2316 by Gertis, relating to the manner of reporting results in the conduct of elections, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2317 by Howard, relating to the credit for the payment of the amount required to be paid by the school district for the purchase of the attendance credit under the public school finance system, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2318 by Thompson, relating to the establishment of a statewide human trafficking data within the Office of the Attorney General and to the reporting of the human trafficking data to the Office of the Attorney General and by the Attorney General, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2319 by Hernandez, relating to the cost of living increases applicable to certain benefits paid by the teacher retirement system in Texas, refer to the Committee of Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2320 by Guerra, relating to the special referrals of primary care providers for certain care-managed health benefit plans, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2321 by Harris Davila, relating to the development of standard method of computing high school students' grade point average, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2322 by Schofield, relating to the annual base salary for the state of the district judge, refer to the Committee on Judicial and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2323 by Shaheen, relating to the cessation of tolls by toll project entities in certain circumstances, refer to the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2324 by Campos, relating to the minimum staffing standard for assisted living facilities that provide care to persons with Alzheimer's disease or related disorders, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2325 by Campos, relating to the establishment of a statewide dangerous dog registry for the Committee on Public Health. HB 2326 by Hopper, relating to the requiring of the board members of the Texas Department Board to be elected by the qualified voters of the general election instead of appointed by the governor, for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2327 by Hopper, relating to the eligibility for loans for the Veterans Loan Board, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2328 by Orr, relating to the procedures of the expunction of arrest records, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2329 by Hopper, relating to the line of succession for individuals who serve as a commander-in-chief of the state military forces, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2330 by Hopper, relating to the creating criminal cause of action against a government entity for the violation of public information law, refer to the Committee on Delivery Government Efficiency. HB 2331 by Hopper, relating to the prosecution of the offense of smuggling a person, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs.
HB 2332 by Hopper, relating to the appearance of personal identification certificate of driver's license issued by a person who is not a citizen of the United States and who is use of the certificate or license in certain election processes in the state, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2333 by Hopper, relating to certain statutes and limitations on criminal offenses, including the statutes of limitations for felony offenses relating to the election conducted in the state, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2334 by Hinojosa, relating to the restrictions on the purchase of a single-family home by an investment firm, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2335 by Kane, relating to the effect of an amendment of certain documents incorporated by references into the laws or policy of the state related to state agency rules, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2336 by Allen, relating to the school district's employees' rights to present a grievance under the district's employment policy, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2337 by Frank, relating to the concurrent jurisdiction of the state over United States military installations with respect to certain subject matters, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2338 by Frank, relating to the adoption and avoidability of certain rules proposed by the state agency, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2339 by Harrison, relating to prohibiting public institutions of higher education from offering programs or courses in the LGBTQ or DEI studies, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2340 by Metcalf, relating to qualifications, communications, and record keeping of a child custody evaluator and the admissibility of child custody evaluation under certain circumstances, for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2341 by Allen, relating to the award of diligent participation credit to defendants confined in state jail or felony facility, for the Committee on Corrections. HB 2342 by Kane, relating to protection of public school employees' use of terms consistent with biological sex, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2343 by Leo Wilson, relating to required labeling and the notice regarding imported shrimp and certain prohibitions on purchasing the serving that shrimp, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2344 by Wale, relating to requiring a provision of certain information that the Texas Education Agency will buy a public or private school, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2345 by Cortez, relating to the authority and municipality to remove territory from an emergency service district, refer to the Committee on Land Resource Management. HB 2346 by Zwiener, relating to the adoption of water conservation program by a county, for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2347 by Zwiener, relating to the adoption of water conservation program by certain counties, for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2348 by Capriglione, relating to the video recording of disposition taken in the testimony of certain elderly or disabled persons in a criminal case for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2349 by Darby, relating to the exempting certain transactions from regulation by the Texas Real Estate Commission for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2350 by Dutton, relating to standing in a suit affecting a parent-child relationship for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2351 by Dutton, relating to prohibiting the employment of persons not lawfully present creating a criminal offense for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2352 by Dutton, relating to requiring wireless telephone service providers and mobile device manufacturers to disable certain stolen mobile devices for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2353 by Dutton, relating to compensation for an attorney at litem appointed to the suit affecting the parent-child relationship filed by a governmental entity, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2354 by Shaheen, relating to charter schools, including admission, enrollment, and employment policies of that, and applicability of certain laws to open enrollment charter schools for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2355 by Fairley, relating to requests for law enforcement agency reports from Attorney General related to crime victims compensation application for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2356 by Plessa, relating to prosecution of criminal offense and possession and manufacture, transport, repair, or sale of certain devices intended to modify handguns for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2357 by Morales and Maverick, relating to the use of universal data exchange format by appraisal districts and taxing units for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2358 by Noble, relating to training and required and offered to the Health and Human Service Commission for long-term care, facility surveyors, personnel, and providers, and ICF IID program providers, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2359 by Reynolds, relating to authorize certain political subdivisions to change the date on which their general election officers is held, for the Committee on Elections. HB 2360 by Fairley, relating to the jurisdiction of a county court at law in Potter County, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2361 by Spiller, relating to agreements between local law enforcement agencies in the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement to enforce federal immigration law, for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2362 by Garcia Bear, relating to the exemption from sales and use of taxes for educational materials purchased by a teacher, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2363 by Patterson, relating to the authority for certain peace officers to arrest a person without a warrant while outside the officer's jurisdiction, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2364 by Troxclair, relating to the parking lots and parking garages adjacent to or near certain county courthouses, for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2365 by Kitzman, relating to grant amounts under the Young Farmer Grant Program, for the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 2366 by Patterson, relating to the applicability to judge elections and the prohibition of the carrying a concealed handgun at the polling place, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2367 by Troxclair, relating to the prohibition of an establishment, operation, or ownership by a public bank or political subdivision, for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, Financial Services. HB 2368 by Troxclair, relating to the designation of a portion of Congress Avenue in Travis County as part of the state highway system, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 2369 by Patterson, relating to the processes for and the adjudication and payment of certain claims under the workers' compensation system, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 2370 by Lopez Cameron, relating to the authority of certain municipalities to use hotel occupancy tax revenue for certain venue projects, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2371 by Morales of Maverick, relating to eligibility of a trustee's certain school district for employment by those districts, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2372 by Patterson, relating to the authority of certain special districts to use operation and maintenance of ad valorem tax funds to pay costs of those contracting for employing peace officers, for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2373 by LaHood, relating to the issuance of an original, renewal, corrected, or duplicate driver's license, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, or Veterans Affairs. HB 2374 by Campos, relating to the infection prevention and control programs and other communicable diseases measures at certain long-term care facilities, authorizing an administrative penalty, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 2375 by Campos, relating to estate plan and requirements of nursing facilities to provide care and treatment for the persons with Alzheimer's disease and related disorders, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 2376 by Campos, relating to the requirements for facilities that provide care and services to persons with Alzheimer's disease and related disorders, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 2377 by Howard, relating to funding for projects that improve the physical and mental health of public school students and enhance the safety of public schools in the state, authorizing a fee, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2378 by Noble, relating to certain misconduct committed by an employee or security personnel of a public school or certain educational entities, including a criminal offense or improper relationship with a student, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2379 by Darby, relating to the selection of board of directors of the West Coke County Hospital District of the Depository Bank for the district, for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2380 by Plessa, relating to prohibiting the transfer of firearms to certain recipients, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2381 by Plessa, relating to the reporting of lost or stolen firearms, creating a criminal offense, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2382 by Plessa, relating to unlawful transfer or purchase of certain weapons, creating a criminal offense, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2383 by Plessa, relating to the use of metal or body armor while committing an offense, increasing a criminal penalty, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2384 by Guillen, relating to county regulation of subdivision and approval of subdivision plans or plats, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2385 by Guillen, relating to eligibility of National Rifle Association's annual meeting and exhibits or another annual event of the National Rifle Association for funding under the Major Events Reimbursement Program, for the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 2386 by Gerben Hawkins, relating to the licensing and regulation of certain legal paraprofessionals and establishing a legal paraprofessional licensing program, requiring occupational license, imposing a fee, for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2387 by Leo Wilson, relating to the entitlement of benefits for chaplains employed by certain fire departments, police departments, and other law enforcement agencies, for the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 2388 by Kerwin, relating to the definition of governmental body for the purposes of the Public Information Law, for the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2389 by Kerwin, relating to prohibiting in the purchase of an acquisition or title of real property by the contracts or agreements of certain aliens of foreign entities, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2390 by Kerwin, relating to agreements between municipalities and counties and the United States Immigrant and Customs Enforcement to enforce federal immigration law, for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2391 by Capriglione, relating to the procedure for determining whether a student's violation of a public school or public institution of higher education student code of conduct was motivated by anti-Semitism, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2392 by Martinez Fisher, relating to the payment and installation of ad valorem taxes on a resident homestead, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2393 by Martinez Fisher, relating to the prosecution of criminal offense, a prosecution of possession, manufacture, transport, repair, or sale of certain devices intended to modify handguns, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2394 by Dutton, relating to voter registration, including electronic voter registration, for the Committee on Elections. HB 2395 by Dutton, relating to the grant program to provide a public school pre-kindergarten programs to certain children who are eligible for the subsidized child care program administered by the Texas Workforce Commission, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2396 by Dutton, relating to the transfer of students between public schools, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2397 by Dutton, relating to the oversight of the Thurgood Marshall School of Law at Texas Southern University, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2398 by Busey, relating to the governments of property owners associations, for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2399 by Leo Wilson, relating to the procedures and required findings in certain suits affecting the parent-child relationship, for the Subcommittee on Family Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2400 by Leo Wilson, relating to the prohibition on the use of artificial intelligence technology for classroom instruction, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HJR 8 by Harris, proposing a constitutional amendment providing the creation of the Texas Nuclear Development Fund to support development, construction, and operation for advanced nuclear reactor projects, for the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 113 by Collier, proposing a constitutional amendment authorizing legislature to enact laws providing a district court to reduce or modify a sentence imposing a term of imprisonment for a person who has not served less than 10 years of that term, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HJR 114 by Cook, proposing a constitutional amendment to authorize the legislature to limit the maximum appraised value of real property ad valorem taxes, refer to the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HJR 115 by Cook, proposing a constitutional amendment authorizing the denial of bail under some circumstances to a person accused of violence or sexual offense, to continuous trafficking of persons, or requiring a judge or magistrate to impose the least restrictive conditions of that bail may be necessary to ensure that person's appearance in court required in the safety of the community, law enforcement, and victim of the alleged offense, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 7 by Leach, relating to parental rights and public education and to the reporting of certain misconduct and child abuse and neglect, authorizing administrative penalty, creating criminal offenses, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 17 by Hefner, relating to the purchase and acquisition of title, real property by certain aliens or foreign entities, creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 28 by King, relating to the regulation of consumable hemp products and providing for the transfer of regulatory functions, requiring registration, imposing fees, creating criminal offenses, providing administrative penalty, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 29 by Gerdes, relating to water losses reported in certain municipality-owned utilities to the Texas Water Development Board, authorizing administrative penalties, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 30 by Troxclair, relating to the repeal of provisions authorizing certain taxing units in the year following the year in which a disaster occurs to adopt an ad valorem tax rate that exceeds the voter approval tax rate without holding the election to approve the adopted tax rate, making conforming changes, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 31 by Thompson, relating to procedures related to the juvenile justice proceedings and to the treatment of children detained and committed to a juvenile facility, refer to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 34 by Metcalf, relating to prohibiting the investment of state money in certain counties and the certain private business entities of those countries, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 35 by Thompson, relating to a peer support network of first responders, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 41 by Hefner, relating to the acquisition and use of certain foreign equipment or services by a governmental entity, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. Affairs. HB 43 by Kitzman relating to the Texas Agricultural Finance Authority and a study to report on the plant disease and pest outbreak for the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 46 by King relating to medical use of low THC cannabis under the administration of the Texas Compassionate Use Program for the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 50 by Jones of Dallas relating to informed consent for certain screening tests for the Committee on Public Health. HB 54 by Gerdes relating to the display of and allowance of non-human behaviors of Texas schools for the Committee on Public Education. HB 104 by Blondin relating to the creation of the Texas Future Fund, the Texas Future Fund Investment Review Board, and the permissible investments of the Economic Stabilization Fund for the Committee on Appropriations. HB 105 by Guillen relating to the Texas Jobs, Energy, Technology, and Innovation Act for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 106 by King relating to the maintenance of certain improvement associated with oil and gas development and production, authorizing administrative penalty for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 107 by Simmons relating to the establishment of sickle cell disease registry for the Subcommittee on Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 108 by Plisa relating to the use of metal or body armor while committing an offense, increasing criminal penalty, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 109 by Rose relating to the state centers and homes, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 110 by Buckley relating to the creation of Texas Education Reform Task Force, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 111 by Capriglione relating to the Public Information Law, refer to the Committee on Delivery and Government Efficiency. HB 113 by Vasut relating to statutory construction, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 114 by Cortez relating to the transition of certain veterans' mental health initiatives from the Texas Health and Human Services to the Texas Veterans Commission for the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 115 by Cook relating to the applications of the writ of habeas corpus after convention, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 116 by Dutton relating to the grounds for involuntary termination of parent-child relationship, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 117 by Schoolcraft relating to the establishment of Governor's Task Force and governance on early childhood education and care, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 118 by Hefner relating to the establishment, powers, and duties of the Texas Advisory Committee on Pacific Conflict, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs.
HB 119 by Gerdes relating to the resignation of a lobbyist who engaged in certain lobbying activities on behalf of the foreign adversary and the prohibitions on the receipt, the compensation related to those lobbying activities, providing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 121 by King relating to the measures of ensuring public school safety, including the commissioning of peace officers by the Texas Education Agency, public school safety, and security requirements, provision of safety-related resources, refer to the Committee of Public Education. HB 122 by Schoolcraft relating to the capacity of the usage of the school district facilities of the transfer of the students between school districts, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 124 by Bonin relating to the school safety allotment under the Foundation School Program, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 127 by Wilson relating to the measures to protect public institutions of higher education from foreign adversaries, to the protection of the criminal offense of the theft of trade secrets, providing civil and administrative penalties, increasing criminal penalties, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 128 by Orr relating to the sister city agreements between governmental entities and foreign country communities, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 129 by McCready relating to the prohibition of certain governmental contracts with foreign adversary companies, federally banned companies, referred to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 130 by Bonner relating to the genetic information security for residents of the state, providing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 131 by Patterson relating to the affiliation of certain foreign entities of certain persons working or participating in electric market, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 132 by Lopez Abair relating to the confidentiality of information used to prevent, detect, respond to, or investigate a hostile act of a foreign adversary, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 133 by Lopez Cameron relating to creating criminal offenses of transnational repression and unauthorized enforcement of foreign law and the study in the law enforcement training regarding transnational repression, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 148 by Turner relating to the qualification of candidates for training and the education of members of the Board of Directors of the Appraisal District for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 149 by Capriglione relating to the regulation of the artificial intelligence system in the state, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 500 by Bonin relating to making supplemental appropriations and reductions in appropriations, giving direction and adjustment authority regarding appropriations, refer to the Committee on Appropriations. HB 700 by McQueenie relating to disclosures of certain commercial sales, financing transactions, and the registration of commercial sales-based finance brokers, authorizing a fee and providing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1500 by Bell of Kaufman relating to the continuation and functions of the Department of Information Resources, including the composition of the governing body of the department, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1505 by Hull relating to the continuation and functions of the Texas Lottery Commission, for the Committee of Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1510 by Shaheen relating to the functions and duties of the Texas Ethics Commission, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1515 by Canales relating to the continuation and functions of the Texas Board of Criminal Justice and the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and the functions of the Board of Pardons and the Paroles and the Correction Managed Health Care Committee and the Correctional Office of the Offenders of the Medical and Mental Impairments of the Wyndham School District, for the Committee on Corrections. HB 1540 by Bell of Kaufman relating to the government entities subject to the Sunset Review process, or refer to the Committee of Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1554 by Bell of Coppin relating to the sunset review processes in certain government entities subject to the process refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1550 by Kitzman relating to the regulation of veterinary professionals and facilities by the Texas Board of Veterinary Medical Examiners and the temporary administration of the Board of the Department of Licensing and Regulation refer to the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 1555 by Shaheen relating to the creation of the Select Interim Committee to review and make recommendations for substantive changes to ethical laws to refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1610 by Leach relating to the non-substantive revision of certain provisions of the Code of Criminal Procedure, including confronting amendments, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1615 by Leach relating to the non-substantive revision of certain local laws concerning water and wastewater special districts, including a non-conforming amendment, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1620 by Leach relating to the non-substantive addictions to the revisions of and the corrections of the enacted codes to the non-substantive codification and the disposition of various laws omitted from the enacted codes and conforming codifications enacted by the 88th legislature of other acts of that legislature, refer to the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence.
The House will stand at ease until 2 p.m. Monday.